Hello, my name is Jeff and welcome to yet another Payday 3 walkthrough guide. This is going to be Dirty Ice on hard difficulty, but getting all the loot. Now you might notice no cam. I figured this gives me a better chance to pay attention to the game and not make as many mistakes as I could. First, you want to go inside, close all the blinds, make sure you see your guard, know where he's at, and make sure you see both cameras as well. You also want to look at that employee of the month frame to see what the code is, because sometimes that will be the code to the basement. Sometimes it's not. It's just all random from what I've noticed. Then you're going to want to run all the way to the right side on the alleyway. And as I run through the alleyway, I always mask up midway because it saves a little bit of time. And then that civilian, it's always going to be taking her out. This is basically the same as your quick run through if you're just doing the main objective. But we're going to be taking over the showroom at the very end. And then I always take out the two alleyway guards. The one usually goes inside, so that's when I take him out. And by that civilian, sometimes the cell phone will spawn there on one of the crates. Otherwise, it will spawn right here next to this car, next to the guard. So you want to get his radio out, watch it, bend down behind the car, because sometimes the guard walking inside might see you, sometimes maybe not. But we're going to scan the QR code here. Sometimes you can actually open that window instead of using the QR code and then just unlock it from the inside. Up to you. Take out that camera. Sometimes it'll spawn right next to me where I'm at in the hallway right now. The guard will go check it out, take him out, take out a civilian, tie them up. And then after we answer this guard's radio, we're going to go into the break room right there. And we're going to take out that guard and answer his radio as well. So after that, we will only have one more radio left. Next, we're going to head on over to the civilian, take them with us, and go inside the manager's office. I just like having them out of the way. But at the same time, we're going to need the civilian later on to press a button for us. Grab this phone, and usually it can spawn in two spots, either on this counter or on the couch in the room. And this time it was in the counter. Go over to the computer, and we're actually just going to the computer just to get where the basement code is, which in this case it is going to be on this whiteboard in the break room. It's going to be 0015. But before we head there, I always go to the VIP Showroom. There's going to be one camera in here, usually on the left side or the right side. Left here. And then there's going to be one person in the showroom. I always take them out. You can press the middle mouse button and make them get down, but sometimes it's just easier to throw them down. Now for the basement, I actually changed it up. I used to go to the other entrance. Now I go to this one because it is closer to that room right across the way that you need to get to. And as you can see, I have the lockpicking skill for that ability, so it's one click, and as long as I avoid the camera and the guard in the room, I'll get there pretty easily. Then you want to go open the safe. You need those documents for the manager. And I forgot to mention that you want to go as quickly as possible for this part, because the manager is only in the store for so long, and then she's just going to be unavailable and leave the store. So that's why I kind of was going very quickly with this, because sometimes I have lost it where the manager just leaves and I lose access to the jewelry workshop. So I turned off the power, did that. Noticed the guard wasn't watching this way. I had to wait just a minute. I think he actually walked the other way. Up there we go. And then just had to avoid the camera, go out this entrance again, and we are pretty good. Now we're saving that last radio click for the main room with that one guard, which is going to be tricky, just to warn you. Now we're going to go ahead and call this phone so the manager answers and comes to check her office. While I wait for her, I usually shoot up these display cases because it is part of one of the challenges to earn your XP. And I need the loose loot in there anyways, and it's something to do while we wait for the manager. But as soon as she gets done with her phone call, she'll be coming through that door. And in the meantime, I'm looting as much as I can because I'm trying to save time, and the sooner you get done with the heist, the sooner you can start the next one. She'll come in, that door will close, and you can just take her and grab her and push her to that eye scanner right over there. And then as soon as she's done with her eye scanner, you can go ahead and tie her up. I usually like to throw the hostages here in that corner wall, like I said before, just to be safe and make sure nothing else goes wrong. When you come in here, you're going to have one camera right there. This door I like to leave open because sometimes the guard, he will see that camera, run over to it, and then you have a free way to take him out without alerting anyone else. But in the meantime, I'm going to open up all these cases. I prefer to do these bags first, plus the safe bag, to get your first 6 bags and all the loot in here, and then we can worry about the main room later on. Right here, as you can see, I make sure to grab all 6 bags. Just make sure to throw them in the machine, get that going, because the machine does take a while per bag. I kind of wish there was like a skill to make it go a little bit faster, but I do not believe there is, and it just takes a little bit of time. But that's why I try to multitask and be aware of everything else going on at the same time. And then sometimes if you run with that door open, the guard will actually be alerted and come check it out anyways, check out that camera, as you can see. And then I take him out, just close that door, and the final guard is actually taken care of. All I gotta do is answer his radio, and then I will usually move him away from that door, because when we do the main room, we're gonna have to keep constantly checking for civilians, and I'm gonna have to take out those cameras, so just so no one sees the bodies, I have to move him out of the way as well. Then right here, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this hostage, get them to press that button for us. We grab that red key card in the basement, which will open this vault right here. It has to be done at the same time as that button. And then I just push them back down and tie up their hands, and then that's our 6th bag, is this treasure right here. I call it a treasure because that's what it looks like. And then I make sure to unlock all these doors just so I have ease of access for when I go into the main room. And then I start taking care of all these 6 bags first, so I don't have to worry about them later on. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead and take out the cameras, close the door so no one sees me. I remember where they are. There's one right there, and there's one right there. So there's usually like 2 in the room, and those are taken care of, and I can start running bags back to the van. While I'm waiting for the bags, I actually decided to start checking the room. Usually from what I've noticed is, on hard at least, 2 or 3 people come in the room at a time, then they leave, and then you usually have a few second window before anybody else comes in the store. And then usually in the back wall, those few people, they're there for a while, if not permanently. So you don't want to take them out first, because everybody else in the store will see you towards the front. And the trick with taking out the showroom is always stay away from the door, or try your best to stay away from the front door. Otherwise, people from the outside will be alerted. Right here, I snuck around, saw nobody was in the room right there, and I could take out care of this employee that was standing next to that door real quick and get her taken care of. Now, I will say this is about almost as perfect of a run as you can wish for that I've gotten here, and it can be very tricky getting these employees. It takes some practice getting them without alerting everyone, and then you can actually even do it with alerting everyone. Just run into the room and make everyone get down. It's a lot harder. So I found out this way today is actually a little bit easier. As you can see, there's 2 customers right there. Sorry, I said employees. They came in, they're talking to the front employee, looking around, shopping. Not an ideal way to go about it. So I'm like, okay, I gotta wait because they're in there looking around. Another customer right there. And then while I do that, I'm like, oh, more jewelry is done. Let's keep on multitasking and wait till the store clears out a little bit before we go ahead and take care of more people in the main room. Now I go over here because there's actually an employee right there, but I'm trying to watch because those customers are still being helped by the center employee at the jewelry cases. And I'm waiting for this one customer to walk away before I try and grab this employee right here without anyone noticing. And usually you have a few seconds. Make sure to hurry up and get them inside that door and watch it, so because there's a window right there that I try to stay away from, and I push them in the back of the room so nobody in the window will usually see them. And then that is another employee down. So with that bag, I have done all 6 bags from the start of the heist inside this room with the treasure, and now I just gotta be very patient and watch where the customers are. As you can see, those back wall, they are usually there for a long time, if not the whole time, from what I've noticed. And then I always watch the front door, see who's at the main counter being helped by the associate. As you can see, there's customers walking in right now, and they're going to be helped by the associate as well. I have to keep constantly opening and closing the door just to see where they're heading. And then usually I gotta wait for the customers that just walked in, wait for them to cycle through and go out. As you can see, that's the biggest pain right there, is when the customer goes and gets helped by associate right there, because the associate can see this way. But usually this is the good area to start taking out the remainder of the customers inside and the associate inside the main room. It's about time for me to strike, and I see that there's another employee coming, or a customer. I'm just getting them mixed up at this point. But I see nobody's watching this customer right here. The other people in the back are just watching the back wall, so I can take her and get her taken care of real quick. One less person to worry about. If you can do as many people without anyone else seeing it as possible, that is the most ideal situation, because it's less people to have to tie up when you do multiple people at the same time. And right here, I come for this main employee because she's always helping people, and it gets kind of annoying, and people always see her tied up, and everyone else is busy. So I'm like, okay, let's get the main employee and get her taken care of as well. Bring her to the back room and tie her up. Right now, patience is key. I'm seeing that the store is mostly actually empty, and I see only a few people in the very back area. Usually if there's only like 3 or 4 people in the back area, that's also very ideal. That's why I took care of the front people first, because you can get them taken care of, and then see that those double doors right there, you can usually tie them up and take them back real quick without anyone noticing. Right here for these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, I had to count real quick. You can just go ahead and make them all get down real quick, tie them up, and get them shoved into this double room real quick, and it usually doesn't take too long with only 5 people. I've done this before with a ton of people, because I just went in blazing and did it all silent and just told everyone to get down on the ground. Here's a screenshot of that. It was crazy, but like I said, there's multiple ways to go about this, and today I actually found the easier way, I guess. Now, this is the last customer in the store for now. You will get stragglers here and there, so you want to be on the lookout while doing this. And don't go crazy with your gun, because the basement guy will hear it. Just do it one at a time, and I always work from this side over because it's closer to the door, and you see customers walking in now. If they walk on that side, you don't really have to worry about it too much, because you can crouch around and sneak back and put your jewelry in the machine to get it cleaned, and you don't have to worry about that customer too much. Now, if you need to go back over there, you can easily take them hostage and bring them to one of the doors if they're in the way. This guy, he's all the way in the back, so I saw it as an opportune time just to get rid of him, just not to slow me down too much, and then tie him up. And this is our little hostage area, I guess you could say. And then while I'm also taking the jewelry, I'm trying to grab all the loose articles as well. And then you want to basically work from that side down and just keep working your way around the room. I do one section at a time, so I'm not forgetting any bags. In total, by the very end, you should have 14 bags. You have 6 bags from the very beginning, then you have 8 bags right there. Right here, I had 2 customers come in the store at the same time, and I'm like, okay, what do? I take care of this customer first, and then I can just go back and hide him. I believe that one customer is just going to be too busy looking at that back shelf. Thankfully, like I said, everything in this run actually worked out pretty smoothly, and this is what you just got to keep doing until you get all the loot in the main room. Now right here I probably got a little bit greedy with the loose jewelry, going crazy with that because the basement guard got alerted, but this you actually don't have to worry about. And I have a theory to this. So the guard comes up here, gets alerted, sees all the hostages. Now I do take him out and I'm out of radio clicks, but after the 5th radio click usually the guards go into searching mode. But the only guard left that I believe there is in the security room, and I'm not sure he leaves the security room, and I believe he's the only guard left. Now that is just a theory. As you can see, the search has been triggered, and I just have a few more pieces of loose jewelry to get, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start hurrying, and I'm just gonna try to get all the bags to the van. The good thing is, if you do alert everyone at this point, just take on the fight. There's also challenges for finishing the heist after the alert has started, but there's also challenges for doing it before the alert has started, which in that case you just want to do this main room to the right here and get that done. But this is just if you want money. But like I said, I went on a run getting all the bags taken care of because I had all the bags in the machine ready to go. And I believe that last guard, I believe he just stayed in the security room and he doesn't really search, and I want to say he was the last guard around because through this whole process I did not see anyone, even though I used more radio clicks than are allowed. And there we have it. That is all the loot secured in Dirty Ice. I had to make sure I got all the loot. Usually I do like a quick run around of the main room again, make sure nobody sees me doing it because I get paranoid that I forgot it. And I only did it in 24 minutes. I believe if you do just the main room, I believe I finished it in 11 minutes in the last video. But I did. I finished it on hard, on solo stealth, and got the max loot available, I believe. And I hope I helped you guys out in this walkthrough guide as well. Now I plan on doing some more of these, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, remember to change that world one smile at a time. You never know whose life you can save or change. And as always, I can't wait to see you in the next video or live stream. Love you guys. Again, thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys more than anything in the world, especially if you made it this far into the video. Up over here, we got your most recommended video just for you. Down over here, make sure you subscribe and come back for more. As always, I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I look forward to reading your comments. Love you guys.